Rockwall, Texas. I'm currently a aerospace and robotics teacher at Utley Middle School, and I have some really cool tools that I want to share with you. And today I'll be sharing the Mastery Guide or Master-E Guide. Hi Peggy. Uh, you are so fortunate to be working with her to start off with. But let's get started. So what you see on the screen is the Mastery Guide. And as I scroll around, you can see that there are a few, slots where you can put a couple TEKS and then reword the TEKS, the students' names, the date, and the overall experience. And I'll talk you through this. So what I use these for, I'll use these for 1-day projects, 2-day projects, 3-day, 4-day, 5-day, 300-day. I don't never use it for 300, but anyway, you'll use them for many projects, which they work really well to get some of the learning, bundled together. So let's say we were using this mastery guide and we wanted to bundle, this is what I'm talking about, bundle these TEKS. So here's a PDF of all of the TEKS for mathematics. 6 through 8 I believe are on here. So what I did is I went through 6 and 7. I pulled out a few TEKS and bundled them together, and you see them right here. Now what I tend to do is go through these TEKS and I will reword them so the students have a better understanding of what they're asking. So being very, very familiar with your TEKS is, super important. So anyway, I showed you here with the green highlighted words that what are the cm measurements in inches, which you can reword and put it, what are the centimeter measurements, yada yada yada. So the problem talks about little Jimmy Johnson was jacking up his Bronco, so he was wanting a lift kit on his truck. Anyway, it goes through and it tells, he's been working overtime. That was all the fluff, Then he found one online, and when he got the parts, it was all in metric. So what he had to do, he had to figure out the tools and the modifications that he needed to make in standard. So he had to go through and make conversions, and then he had to determine the volume of his shocks, and anyway, so on and so forth. So as you see, just from this problem, we hit 3 different TEKS easily, and it can go further. So what you would do is you could give one of these small projects and let the students take off on it. Now up front, when I give these to my students, and when I give them to them, I'll go, okay, well, what do you want it to look like? What do you think the end product's going to look like? And they'll sit there and think a little bit and go, okay, I want to make a video, and then I want to make a PowerPoint, I want to make a Prezi, I want to make an Animoto, use a multitude of tools. So, in their notebook or somewhere, they'll actually, or on their expo boards, which those are great, by the way, or the tabletops. So they'll write out what the end product's going to be, and then they start working from these. Now, I'm not up lecturing and taking them through, all the conversions for the metric system. I'm not taking them through, how to solve for volume. But they have a few resources. They have books they can use. They have their phones. They can pull things off the internet. They have, iPads out of our iPad carts, or they can get a laptop from our laptop carts. So, there are times when we have all of these tools, and there are times that we have a few tools. So we make do with whatever we have. And so they go through, and let's say they start, applying. So they have to show me, because they're each going to be here. So Seth is here, Lily's here, Brad's here, and Danny's here. But anyway, so as they're working, they know that they do not have to work in a sequential order. This is not 1, this is not 2, this is not 3. They can start wherever they're comfortable at. Now, what happens with this, you might have a group of 4 students that say, okay, let's split this. You take this one, you take this one, you take this one, and then we'll come together and teach each other. You heard it. Teach each other. You know what retention is. 95% and up on retention when you're teaching. So amazing things happen on this. So they go through, and then as a facilitator, I'll be walking around, and of course, they're jumping out of their chairs going, Mr. Edwards, I want to show you that I can do this, or we'll show you as a group. And so I go around and give them a check mark, just a little check mark, and it works. It's amazing. It's amazing that all they want is a check mark. Now, what this does, it allows you to see each individual's mastery of this particular teak. And it's not a worksheet, okay? So you're going around, you're seeing the students being creative, you're seeing them teaching. Oh, it's just so amazing. So anyway, so we go around, then by the end we'll have, a project, a product that comes out of this, entire project, and then that's what's down here, and then they can check this off. Once they get this, there is a reflection piece that I have the students do. So they'll go through and they'll kind of go back over them and write a quick blurb, or make a quick video that explains the process that they went through. That reflective piece is very, very important. It causes them to recall information and get it out really quick. I've seen ultimate retention of knowledge from using these mastery guides. It's really, really amazing. And I've only shared this with a few on my campus, so you're getting to look at something that is game changing. So what you could do is think about how you would use these, and cross content. Let's say you wanted to roll in social studies into this, and go look at where the kit package. You could put it in there where it came from, and then look at how they use it compared to how little Jimmy Johnson's going to use it on his Bronco. But you can roll in all of those things into these projects, and like I said, they can be 1 day, they can be 2 days, they can be 5 days. And so you bundle all these TEKS, and you can get them knocked out really quick, and they have ultimate mastery, and they are in charge of their mastery and no one else. And I've seen all kinds of things come from these mastery guides. Some of the students will go through all of them, and then they'll want to sit down for a couple of minutes and share everything they've learned. And it's truly amazing to get a student wanting to converse with you about what they've learned. It's truly amazing, and it allows you to step back and be that facilitator, and then come back to the students and have that communication, and then you can throw in those questions that just make them go a little bit deeper. But sometimes they'll throw questions back at me that allows me to reflect, and go a little deeper in thought on what's going on. So this is the mastery guide. That's a quick overview, but you see they can put their name, they can put their date. The overall experience is something we'll talk about at the end and go, okay, what experience did we gain from this? And the students will fill that in. And you can take multiple grades if you choose to off of this. You can take one giant test grade, but the students don't always look at me and go, Mr. Edwards, can we have an 80? We think we get an 80. Now, what you want is true mastery. And true mastery means you have retention of this. You're able to teach it. The students are able to reteach it, or teach it. And there is not a grade that you can apply to that, but a 100. So anyway, thank you so much for allowing me to share this. Take this, embrace it, move it around how you want it. But like I said, I usually have 2 of these on one sheet. That way I can print these out, cut them in half, and the students, will have them at their, workstations. Another cool thing, the students reflect on these, or they'll be working, and you'll see them reach over for it and kind of glance at it and go, oh, okay, that's what I want to do, and what's coming up next. It's truly amazing. So take this, use it, and let me know how it's going. Thank you so much. This is Marcus Edwards signing off. Y'all have a wonderful and splendid day.